now not far from the caravan. In fact, the caravan was within sight, and you were approaching it when we finished last time.
Yes,
I
that
think
was excellent.
when Maladine had flown somewhat ahead to kind of get a aerial and closer look, and I think Alara was about an hour's or had gone an hour's ride ahead until she kind of get a good glance of it, and then waited for the other to catch up. Have I missed anything?
No, I was sitting on the ridge above the caravan, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, what are you doing? You look down. It is a cool but clear day. The sky is a very pale blue, but there's not much sun that comes. There's not much heat that comes from the sun. And those of you not so familiar with the caravan can see that there is, this is not a kind of an aspirational descriptor. This is a caravan with well over a dozen carts and dozens and dozens and dozens of beasts of burden. There are, just in terms of humanoids down there are at least 60 alone. And there are a large number of tents. Alara, it occurs to you that the caravan is about the size, if not slightly bigger, than Venson itself.
Sweet. Do they have any food? Obviously.
Horse meat.
Hey,
Oh.
hey.
We're all gonna starve to
We
death.
don't have too much horse meat because I've been saving the horses.
Thanks for that.
We're all gonna starve to death.
Don't lose your hope yet.
I mean, look, you have a really nice settlement up to the north, right? It's all set up with, like, houses and everything. We're gonna be fine. You at least have, like, farms and everything going on, right?
I've only been involved for like a week and a half, so I can't really claim responsibility for the previous planning.
So I'm taking
No.
that as a no.
Not at all.
Okay.
Though I have finally convinced them that, all of these plants that are around, that's wild grain. You can actually collect that and make food.
I mean, Donovan kind of waves a hand out. Isn't it this bountiful with bunnies up there? He points at a herd of bunnies.
Yes.
That appears to be no
Yes.
problem, isn't it? Like,
Management is not exactly skilled in the fields of
are we taking all these people to a much, much worse place than what they thought they were going to?
yes.
So it was in the beginning. So it is
But-
now.
Sounds cruel.
But it's not haunted.
Bonus points.
Hey, yeah, that's actually somewhat disappointing for me, but yeah, bonus points. for them.
So,
Hey, Laura, can I talk to you for a second?
Yes.
About this possibly horrible situation we're talking into? Also wanted to talk to you about Melina. He starts walking off to the side, away from everyone else, if you follow.
I will follow.
I was hoping you could help me with something later tonight. I'm able to get a lot of information about something through something that's rather risky, and you seem like somebody that wouldn't mind shooting me. So, yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
be getting information about Melina's current whereabouts, which I figure you might have questions about yourself, and you could always ask them doing this. But if things get bad, I would like for you to shoot me down. And trust me, you'll know whenever things get bad.
Down. Will you be standing?
Nothing will be standing if things go bad. It's more of a, if it happens, you know it.
Oh.
Yeah. Typically, I have, my friend Levi look over me during this, but he's currently off scouting.
Okay. I suppose I would be able to assist you.
I would be calling a spirit named Droldug. It knows more about burning light, which is where Melina is currently at. I have been assured that it is a safe spirit to call, but things can always go bad.
Very well.
Alright. Well, I will let you know whenever I'm about to do it later.
Okay.
And, in case you didn't hear it when I said it earlier, Melina is not safe right now. At all.
That is not good for her.
No. No, it is not.
Thankfully, I was only sent to search out her location. Or
I've been really
information
bored on
upon
the
her.
way up here. This has basically been my only hobby. He's dead serious about that.
You are... How do the youth say it? Diva-stalking her?
Oh, ho, Gislo Loman, Hastus. A lot of it goes back to Melina, though.
That seems... not socially acceptable behavior that you should be ashamed of.
I don't get out much.
I
And
look
also,
around.
what's socially acceptable is kind of twisted whenever your only friends are, well, Ghost. By the way, I'd like you to meet Lily. Suddenly, a head pokes out of his chest. It is slightly transparent. It is the head of a female human girl. And it says, "Hello there! I'm Lily, nice to meet you." This is basically my mom.
1 second. Laura needs to react to this.
Lily pokes a
Was it
ghostly
Laura
hand
who-
through you
Right,
to make
that's
sure
great.
you're alright.
Was it Lara who headed out ahead, or
They all
You guys
got back
split up.
together, so Kel and Levi are scouting ahead.
Um, yeah, like,
I know that's a lot to drop at once.
no. Like, rapid shot to the chest kind of reaction.
Hey, if you want to do it, do it.
She'd definitely get the bow, like, drawn and pointed before anything happened.
Whoa, don't do that. That's... The ghost kind of comes out a little bit more with a hand out. That's not really necessary. Just saying hey.
Just,
just saying hey?
I don't really get to talk to a lot of people. It's always fun whenever I do get to.
you're not a live person.
That is a correct observation, yes. You get a gold star. A little flicker of blue mist happens on your shirt, and there's a tiny gold star on you. It does not move with your person.
Aren't you, like, supposed to be in, like, some kind of afterlife?
It's hard to move on whenever you're brutally murdered by a gang of orcs. But, there's more for me to do here that's a lot more useful to a lot more people.
I know that like there's a cleric around here that's like totally into death.
Oh yeah, she knows about me. I think. Yeah, she does. We introduced ourselves.
Okay. I would appreciate like you not like being in my body. That would be.
She takes her hand out
Very
of you. Well, you kids have fun. Use words. Don't get too crazy without sending me off. I can still see everything he does. Have fun, you crazy kids. She kind of taps you on the shoulder a little bit before disappearing.
Alara is mortified.
Donovan looks like, yeah, that happens a lot.
Is she your grandmother?
No, she's the one that raised me.
That explains some things.
Oh, also, because I'm not going to be able to do this whenever this is happening. Ta-da! Suddenly the blue mist whoops around him, and instead of a human, there was a drow. Well, not a drow, an elf.
You just revealed yourself
Yes.
to an elf.
He is an elf, actually. He's an elf, my bad. He does not look like a drow whatsoever.
So Kel just watches this.
Hey, they walked off, well, away from
Yeah,
you
I
guys.
did walk off. I did walk off.
Oh, okay.
Where am
So-
I in relation to all this?
Explanations?
Yeah, not really time. We should probably get back before people get suspicious about stuff. Just get questions ready for where Melina is. Like, anything you want to know
Do
about
I need
the
a
location.
Do I need a perception versus disguise?
You can try. Not really sure how much good it's gonna do you.
A little
Well,
smug, are we?
I'm now looking at you quite. I don't know if I trust you.
Well, he trusts you to shoot him if things go bad. And that's kind of what matters with this.
Yeah. Have, like, a perception.
Roll your perception.
That's at plus 10 on top. So 28.
How's that a plus 10 on top of a 15?
It is
I have a ranger trick that lets me add 10.
fine. It's legit. That's 28.
Okay. Do I need to roll a disguise?
I'm more trying to determine if you became an elf.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Or if you're something else under the elf. A la Russian doll.
Right. So I'd say, Lara, do you want to make a will save, please?
He rapidly changes forms into something slightly shorter than the last.
Yes. So
He's putting a lot of trust into you, and that's why he kind of went with the whole, you're gonna have to see him like that. He kind of trusts you to shoot him. He knows Haya's gonna think it's a bad idea, so he's not going to.
It's defense. Well. 15? +2 versus enchantment spells.
Yeah, this isn't an enchantment.
I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is to disbelieve an illusion.
What's the DC of your thing, Klaus?
18?
Okay, fine. All right. You know, clearly, this Donovan is a sorcerer or mage of some type. You know, clearly you're suspicious, but you can't see through the veil at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We're
Like, Ego, I do want to point out, when I said that he looks like an elf, he just went to his natural form. He's not, like, using disguise self or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's fine.
The
I
only thing I
understand.
could think of whenever you said that was his trifling image that I put up that was the little gold star, and that's what I gave you.
Yeah, but also to be fair, you know, when you did it in play, you started off by saying drow and then elf.
Yeah,
So
that was just
even if
me
that's an
mistaking.
error-
Oh yeah, wait, he looks like a.
Yeah, so you know, as you were manipulating the image, it went from one image to another, and therefore that obviously kind of would then create a level of doubt.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you get like a +4 if you already doubt an illusion?
I can look at that.
I think that's actually a thing, yeah.
What Alara would know or feel is you're not confident what this Donovan's true form is, because he's clearly skilled at or has some skill with illusions. So you
And
would be.
divination. I could look up what your dead relatives look like and become them.
Okay. I will, however, answer the.
Anyways, yeah, I can trust that you'll shoot me if things go bad, right?
Depends. We may have different definitions of bad.
My definition of bad is a spirit taking over my body that wants to kill you.
Probably, yes.
Okay.
So just to clarify, the +4 bonus is if someone you are with successfully makes the save and communicates that to their companion. That's what the +4 is for. Okay.
I see.
Right. Where is Tequinin and
So,
the other one?
well, you guys will. You'd flown up and returned back, I believe, so you'd be able to interact with Haya and Matthias.
Can everybody else now see that you're an elf? Or did you go back to human?
He completely forgot to change it back, so yeah, he's an elf now. Unless he pointed it out to him.
Haya
No.
is unconcerned.
Yeah.
Tequinin raises an eyebrow and says, did we acquire a new companion?
Sakel says, no, it's Donovan.
Hello.
Are you're capable of changing your form? That looks...
Well, to an extent. It's not like well, I can do this. He snaps his fingers, a blue mist rises up and covers him. And he looks just like you, except not. It's kind of like a somewhat bad funhouse image because of the bonuses you get for recognizing yourself on sight.
Look, I'd say. Oh, not quite perfect. You don't quite have the height, and I'd probably say that you aren't able to use those wings to any effect.
Well, I can. He starts floating up. The wings are doing nothing.
I unfold mine and match you. And say, yes, well, not with the wings, you're not.
I can't go. He starts swimming in the air. Any direction, though. Oh, I just dumped my water.
I'm following you without much problem.
I did not hear you because I had my headphones off because I dumped my water.
I'm following you without much problem.
Haya and Sakel look like they are tired of these games.
And what are
You're going directly up, is that correct?
Directly up.
Yeah, I could do a flight check. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Well,
Oh no. I'm not questioning you. I'm questioning the effect.
Yeah, I just float up. Then float back down. There's a little trail of, spokles behind him.
There's a bit of background noise coming through the call. Where that's coming from, if you could mute, that'd be great. All this is going on. Matthias will approach higher.
Haya's been watching this transpire and she's looking annoyed.
Now,
And she-
your companions are getting to know one another. I did want to. This news, though, that this Alara has brought regarding Benson is not promising, though, in terms of the sort of settlement where perhaps you were looking to build your temple.
Haya looks disappointed at the mention. She kind of shakes it off. My goddess has a plan. It doesn't seem like any of this makes sense at the moment, but
it will in
I'm here
time.
for a reason.
Being a merchant, it is not so different. So this I understand. So it is currently, but obviously given our agreement, where you decide to place your temple is where I gain the part of that set of dwellings that was promised in the creek, no? Therefore, it is of
Indeed.
interest to me, not just from organizing the building, but also from the planning. I will need to find somewhere for the caravan to winter before we then look to leave in the spring. I have a customer who I'm looking to meet somewhere close to Brevoy. Once I have done that and found somewhere for the caravan to winter, then a decision will need to be made in terms of where the caravan goes in the spring. I can give you maybe a moon or so to decide, but once the caravan reaches the outskirts of Brevoy, I suspect a number of my teamsters will wish to find somewhere else to winter if this venison is not appealing. And without the teamsters, we will find it harder to build the temple complex without hiring laborers from a nearby town or village. You see my point, Tyre?
I do. This Venson, if it does not have adequate dwellings, I suppose we shall have to build them.
I don't have a good map, and it is part of the trials of trading in the River Kingdoms, but this Benson is quite close to the border of Brevoy. Strikes me that questions of its allegiance will be made if they have not already. Anyway, I have let you know my thoughts. I will discuss this with Anna. I'm keen for the caravan to get underway.
That's mine.
I presume that, unless anyone tells me otherwise, you're all entering the caravan?
Yep.
Okay. You'll see there's a large red pavilion tent, clearly considerably larger than anything else. Upon getting into the caravan, you become aware of just the sheer number of pack mules and ponies well over 100, maybe even 200. Carts, somewhere between a dozen and 20. At least half of them, and quite a few of the pack animals look like they are carrying a mixture of stone and wood. The wood itself looks very fresh, recently felled. You'll notice the carts with the stone. There are some people in those carts who have the symbol, who are wearing the symbol of Pharasma. The rest of the carts and beasts of burden are carrying a variety of goods or packed crates. In terms of things you would notice, there is quite a large lizard man who seems to be helping some of the teamsters try and repair a cart. There are two people embracing, one an elf, and the other human female. Those familiar with the caravan will note that these two people are Ilfrin and Anna, and Ilfrin is not a embrace of romance. This is more Anna rather uncomfortably and awkwardly trying to console Ilfrin, who seems very upset.
Well, that's interesting. Haya will walk over and raise a hand. Ilfrin? Anna?
If only you had been here. He's Banin died 2 days ago.
Dead?
To what? How did he die?
She was ill. She'd been ill for a while. She wanted to go with you, perhaps, if she'd been there, maybe.
Shall I hold a funeral? Haya asks.
Ilfrin just nods an affirmative.
Haya sighs, and then she raises the holy symbol around her neck and says a small invocation. She supposes they'll convene in the evening to say a farewell to Vanham.
Anna looks relieved that other people have arrived, and she sort of leaves Ilfrin to you, Haya, while she goes off. There are a number of teamsters who are kind of rather awkwardly waiting, sort of at a distance from her and Ilfrin, who now take this opportunity. Tales of problems elsewhere in the caravan. Matthias has strode into his pavilion tent and for the moment remains ignorant of perhaps what has transpired. Alara Donovan, Tequin Maladane, what do you wish to do?
I believe Donovan was doing a magic show.
Okay.
Can I?
The
Can I
frog
use,
has disappeared.
Sorry, what was that, Cam? Cam?
Can I use knowledge? No, not knowledge. I have knowledge engineering, which might be useful. I also have profession construction, which is the wrong word, but
Yeah.
I didn't know. Just to, I assume it would be profession building.
Architecture. Oh, architect. If you
Well,
want to do profession.
knowledge architecture and then kind of craft
Oh, I thought
building or
for some reason I was thinking craft.
fashion builder. Yeah.
There was a reason I avoided craft.
Okay.
Yes, because you'll die a horrible, painful death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Also, the fact that I had a better bonus in wisdom than I did in intelligence.
Okay.
And no, that was pretty much it.
Well, actually, there's no time like the present. Haya went off. We don't know what she's doing. Hey, you look like somebody that might enjoy a nice. I'm just wondering, my winged friend, how do you feel about Ghost?
Ghosts. The souls of the dead.
How do you feel about them?
They are not something I have had the experience of coming across.
How would you like to see one? Also,
Eyebrow.
how good are you with those weapons?
I am considered rather deadly.
Awesome. We're about to do something that's, not safe with spirits, and we need somebody deadly. How would you feel about
Well,
accompanying us?
you are planning to bring these spirits forth?
It's a supposedly safe one, but there's always the chance something wrong will happen.
Well, something dangerous. Always something potentially fun.
You can't round a corner in the world without having the chance of something dangerous being around it. So it's really not being too big of a deal. And also, it might not be a ghost, it might be a fae, or something from a different world, we don't know yet.
If you need me to fill it full of holes.
Only if things go bad, and it wouldn't be it would be me, but nice to know that you're happy to do it.
Fill you full of holes. Do you have a death wish?
No, but I call spirits inside of me most of the time if they don't have a normal physical form. So
So you have a death wish.
I'd rather not be dead. But I'd rather not kill
And
anybody.
yet you think,
I'd rather
you
not kill
tinker
anybody.
with these spirits yourself.
Well, being dead would answer a lot of my questions. But I'd prefer not to die.
Well, if it need be, I will. If a well-placed arrow will exorcise the spirit from me.
Also, if he can just, like, knock me out instead of killing me, that would also be great.
Arrows are pointy.
Yes, they are. But you two also don't seem like you mind about filling me full of holes, so...
I
Especially
could
you,
potentially
Helix and
craft
Lara.
something that is less lethal.
It would be nice if you did something less lethal.
Somewhat. And these spirits, they reside inside you said?
If they don't have a physical form, then typically. If it's something like a fae or a demon, however, they tend to take their own bodies and with them.
When do you plan to do this ritual?
About 5 minutes from now.
How long would it take me to say arrows from the arrows I already have? Breaking the tips and then rounding them off, basically.
The question for me, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that long. You could reduce the lethal damage you did, but unless you've got some other particular skill, it's still going to be lethal damage.
Can you take a -4 to do non-lethal?
This is what I'm going for, and it would be under the Bowyer craft skill.
Yeah, no, I didn't say you couldn't alter the arrows.
Otherwise, I'm going to be filling him
Just
full
tie a
of
rock to a stick. It's the same thing, right?
Otherwise, I'm going to be filling him full of either bodkin points or I think the other ones I have are fucking barbed arrows. Either
Oh,
which
I
sound
didn't quite
particularly
actually tell you what we're doing
non-lethal.
this for, did I?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah, this person here is looking for a missing person. And this missing person I also have interest in. And I'm calling a spirit to find out more about this missing person's location. They're in a place called the Burning Light. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
Well, it doesn't seem like anybody has, so I figured that might be the best way to go about this. I'm rather handy when it comes to divinations, but it's rather hard to get the full picture with just those. This is something that typically helps me get a lot more of the details.
Yes. Well.
So, if you end up thinking of any good questions about the location, the dangers about it, anything like that, feel free to speak up during this.
Sure. You prove to be an interesting one. I'll have my brother in as well. He can potentially be less lethal than I am, but more effective at
Also,
knocking you out.
don't mention this to the priestess, at least until after this is done.
Why?
Likely not going to engender yourself towards her with this, are you?
I have a great deal of respect for her, but she doesn't really like it when I do stuff. At all.
Well, there is a certain amount of saying that may well be considered unnatural.
Also, if things get really bad and arrows aren't doing it, just run to her, actually. Because sometimes arrows don't work. That only happens like 5% of the time. With very specific things.
If the arrows don't work, potentially you will find that my ones may well do the job.
There are just some things that are impossible to hit with arrows. Of any type. But there's very few that's hard to hit with a sword. Which is why I typically go with he kind of motions to his giant falchion on his back. Anyways,
If you want to carry this out.
A falchion, I am glad you ask. It is one of the best weapons in the world, and also fanciest. I'll send you an image.
Whilst this conversation is going on, Alara, what are you doing?
I thought I was taken off with them, actually.
Sorry? Sorry?
I don't know, honestly. Standing around, waiting to shoot this guy in the head.
Okay. Maybe speculating on how...
Oh, right, yeah, that's what the skill I was asking about. I was just wanting to know... skill sheet. Oh, shit, that's good roll. How big a building, the amount of supplies they had would build?
Big. Yeah, you're talking about something very substantial.
Okay.
You know, they've got enough building materials here to make a maybe not a castle, but certainly a more than decent fort. Like probably a large fort. Not quite enough for a castle.
Note to self.
But yeah, I mean, or multiple buildings. So,
Yes.
you know,
Upon arrival, nationalize resources in cart.
yeah. I mean, you know, in terms of Benson and its predicament, I mean, this is like manna from heaven. What isn't manna from heaven is all of the humanoid and animal mouths to feed. That's going to be less manna from heaven, particularly given the changing of the seasons.
And the rabbit's going into hibernation.
And rabbits going into hibernation and being massively depopulated.
How edible is demon meat?
You will soon be finding out, no doubt. So So these and more, Alara can speculate on. And just look around and observe. Yeah, I mean, this caravan is probably has as many people as Venson, but has all of the beasts of burden and actual stone to build with, for starters.
Sweet.
Let alone what else in all of those carts. About just over half of them are being used for the stone. The wood's being dragged. It's not in the carts. It's being dragged on giant travoises. So yeah. Higher. What are you and Sakel doing?
Well, Sakel is getting the sense that something weird is going on because Donovan hasn't done something stupid in at least 15 minutes, and he started talking to the other people in hushed tones.
Okay. Which is...
I'm not even going to question that because that's extremely reasonable for Haya.
Yeah.
So he's going to go tell his sister that Donovan's cooking something up.
Okay, fine. And what's Haya doing?
She's preparing the funeral for Vanum, quote, quote.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Has the shape-shifting dropped, or is it actually Vanum body?
Elfarin sort of takes you to basically what was their tent. And there's sort of the beginnings of a smell and a cover over a body. He lifts the cover back, and there is the body of a kind of a quite gaunt looking Vanum.
So Haya was probably beginning to clean the body up for a proper funeral when her brother comes in and says that Donovan's going to do something stupid. He can feel it in his drow bones.
Okay.
And Haya will go running after him.
Okay.
Probably get there right around the time he finally finishes it. Or finally starts it.
Or gets filled full of arrows.
Or gets filled full of arrows.
There's two archers with the ability to unload multiple arrows in a turn.
So yeah, don't actually shoot me unless it seems like I'm going to attack you. I feel like we need to clarify that before we start this.
Donovan, why are you doing this? You doing this in your tent?
Yes.
Okay. Fine, that's a good answer. So, who's in the tent with him?
That would be a lower Lockheed.
Is Alara in the tent with him? Or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Alara's there. Tiquin Maladine's there. Dehibiland Maladine's there.
And Levi would be as well because Sokel and him got back, I guess.
Yeah. And
let's get this party started.